Thank you for joining us here on Republic TV, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7 p.m. You're watching This Is Exclusive. On the show this evening, we focus, and our relentless focus is on the Justice for Abhaya campaign. We have a few details of the medical syndicate. One of the biggest takeaways of the case, the rape and murder of Abhaya in Kolkata, is the presence of a health syndicate. Ladies and gentlemen, become more details of that health syndicate and the development in the investigation process that's being conducted by the CBI. We have all that and more. Here are the headlines on This Is Exclusive.
Presented by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Pado kuch bano.
Supreme Court pulls up the Mamata Banerjee government, once again questions discrepancies in the police investigation, part by part. CBI status report highlights significant delay in filing the case and inconsistencies in the statements that were made. For a seventh straight day, the CBI is questioning the RG car former principal Sandeep Ghosh. CBI gets permission to conduct polygraph. CBI gets permission to conduct polygraph test of Sandeep Ghosh and 4 other doctors. As Abhaya awaits justice, anger spilling onto the streets once again. It's an unrelenting protest.
Presented by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Pado kuch bano.
Who are directly under scanner. Let me go across to get you the breaking news update. From Kolkata, the CBI has got permission to conduct the polygraphic test. That's the big breaking news update that we have as of now. Let's go across and get you more details why this is significant. The man who could hold the answers to the health syndicate, who knows what happened, who knows who asked for the cover-up, on whose instructions the cover-up took place, and why he was so important for the state government in Bengal that he was transferred immediately, given another posting, and subsequently removed once again. His name is Sandeep Ghosh. We have details of that as well coming in on the show this evening. There is permission that has now been given for a polygraphic test. CBI has got permission to conduct a polygraphic test of Dr. Sandeep Ghosh and 4 other trainee doctors. Question is, who are these 4 trainee doctors, Kishale? Who are these trainee doctors and why does it become critical? Why does the polygraphic test become critical in this case now?
Well, exactly, Niranjan. This is now very critical to find out answers that the CBI is looking for that Sandeep Ghosh and these doctors don't want to give willingly. Sandeep Ghosh has been questioned by the CBI since long, and we have got reports from our sources that his answers have often been incoherent and contradictory. These 4 doctors who were taken today at the ACGM court along with Sandeep Ghosh are very important in this case because they were the ones, according to sources, who were present at a dinner table with Abhaya that last night, that horrific night. These 4 doctors were the ones with whom Abhaya had her last dinner, after which that horrific, grotesque incident took place and she had to lose her life. Now, these 4 doctors were taken along with Sandeep Ghosh to the ACGM court today, and the CBI got permission to conduct a polygraph test, after which many of the answers that the CBI is looking for, that these particular individuals are not giving out willingly, would be answered hopefully. Today, the Supreme Court also specifically mentioned that the CBI should hasten its process of doing this polygraph test. The bench said that why are you waiting and what are you waiting for? You should do it quickly. And the CBI then hastily moved to the court and today got the permission. Now these 4 doctors who are very critical in this particular case because they were present there at that particular night, according to sources, and they could well hold the key and the whole sequence of events that happened that night, so they could speak about all that. So what happened that night and who were the people who were behind all this nexus and the whole event can now come out after this polygraph test. Niranjan.
Thank you for joining us with those inputs. Kishale joining us from the Kolkata newsroom. The heart of all the action in Kolkata, the Republic Bangla is leading the coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, many local networks in Bengal have blanked out the Justice for Abaya campaign. They can't ask the tough questions because they're afraid of Mamata Banerjee's government and the administration there. But the Republic Bangla team consistently the only channel, the only network asking the questions. Thank you, Kishale, for joining us with those inputs. I'm going across to get you a report right now to show you what happened inside the Supreme Court. The CBI filed a status report in the Supreme Court on where the investigation stands. The Supreme Court has pulled up the Mamata Banerjee government, and many scathing observations were made by the Supreme Court. Many uncomfortable questions asked for the Mamata Banerjee government, of the Mamata Banerjee government. Supreme Court, in fact, at one point observing that they haven't seen anything like this in the last 30 years, questioning the timing of the FIR, the sequence of events, the post-mortem, the FIR, and why the police botched up. It's clear now that the police has botched up, and even the Supreme Court has made no bones about it. Supreme Court has made very strong observations to that effect. Let's bring you a full report now of what happened in the court. These are some of the observations that unfolded this morning.
Taking up its fresh hearing in the Arjika rape and murder after CBI filed a status report on its ongoing probe, the Supreme Court blasted Mamata government again over its murderous lapses and discrepancies in the case. Pulling no punches, the Supreme Court asked why the FIR filed belatedly in the case mentioned quote-unquote unnatural death and not rape and murder. Putting the Mamata government and her police in the dock, the 3-judge Apex Court bench asked why the post-mortem on the victim was conducted even before a complaint was filed. Invoking the CBI's status report in the Arjikar case, Apex Court again asked why the crime scene at the Arjikar was altered by the time the central agency took up the probe.
Several questions have to be answered. The CBI and the Kolkata police both submitted their report today and observations were made on that note. Well, the hearing will be next held on the 5th of September. More details will be followed post that. On the other hand, the Supreme Court has also urged the doctors around the nation to call off their strike and get back to duty, giving several assurances that their safety is the court's top priority. The Supreme Court has also sent out directions to several state governments to ensure safety and security and no adverse action on the protesting doctors.
The Apex Court noted that Mamata's police was clearly at a loss to answer the tough questions asked of it in connection with the Arjikar case. Meanwhile, the Apex Court bench headed by Chief Justice of India, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, urged the striking doctors across the country to return to work. As the Supreme Court goes ballistic at Mamata again, the nation wants to know if her government can explain the shocking lapses in the case.
One of the biggest ironies in the dealing of this case, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that Kapil Sibal is the lawyer for the West Bengal government. And the reason I say that is because Kapil Sibal is also the head of the Supreme Court Bar Association. So while Kapil Sibal, the lawyer defending the Bengal government, Kapil Sibal, the advocate for the Bengal government, was inside the Supreme Court defending the Bengal government, Kapil Sibal, the advocate and also head of the Supreme Court Bar Association, issued a press release today on behalf of the SCBA, or the Supreme Court Bar Association, condemning what has happened in Kolkata. So, one hand you have two Kapil Sibals today. You have one Kapil Sibal who has condemned what has happened in a press release on behalf of the Supreme Court Bar Association, and then you have one Kapil Sibal in the Supreme Court who has defended the Bengal government, or is defending the Bengal government legally in the court. Very interestingly, today there was a sequence because key hearings are broadcast, and you have that. That's what happened in the Supreme Court today. While the hearing was on, and it was live on television and streaming on the internet, there was one moment where Kapil Sibal smiles, and then Tushar Mehta, the SG, the Solicitor General, steps in and asks him not to laugh when it is such a serious issue. I'd like to play that sequence out.
Outpost that a lady of PG trainee of so-and-so
was found lying in unconscious state at so-and-so medicine department of third floor of emergency building in so-and-so, according to informed sector 92 OC and under his order leading PS with lady police. So this is not general diary entry. What is
that? Is what DD is.
Not somebody has lost the life.
According to the
Don't
rules.
at least laugh.
1 second. According to the rules that we follow,
A girl has
these regulations we've done in accordance.
Medical College Hospital Police Outpost that a lady of PG trainee of so-and-so
was found lying in unconscious state at so-and-so medicine department of third floor of emergency building in so-and-so, according to informed sector 92 OC and under his order leading PS with lady police. So this is not general diary entry. What is
that? Is what DD is.
Not somebody has lost the life.
According to the
Don't
rules.
at least laugh.
1 second. According to the rules that we follow,
A girl has
these regulations we've done in accordance.
And I'm playing out some of the details of what the CBI, which is investigating the RG Car rape and murder, has found out and has said in the Supreme Court. Here's part one that raises questions about Mamata Banerjee's government on who the Chief Minister is trying to shield. Let's play the graphics out and I'll read out what the CBI is saying in the RG Car rape and murder case. The CBI has said to the Supreme Court that the crime scene was altered. If you can have the graphics, please, of what the CBI has told the Supreme Court. That's part number one. The CBI has also said that the post-mortem was without an FIR being filed. So can you imagine that Abaya was raped and murdered, and even before the FIR was conducted, even before the FIR was filed, the post-mortem was conducted of Abaya. Point number three. Cremation was done even before the FIR was filed. So here you have a classic cover-up. The state government was perhaps trying to shield God knows who, but they ensured that the post-mortem happened before the FIR, cremation happened before the FIR, and the family was told it was suicide. And this is what the CBI has told the Supreme Court. And the reason why this becomes critical is because in the last few days, the Trinamool Congress, the West Bengal government, has gone on an overdrive, shielding its lackeys, shielding its spokespersons, to peddle a narrative that all of this was a lie. But unfortunately for them, the truth is in the Supreme Court now. The CBI has told the Supreme Court that the crime scene was altered, which is what we exposed to you a few days back when we showed you that the room was being demolished in that hospital. It was one of the first telling images of the cover-up in the RG Car rape and murder. Post-mortem was conducted without the FIR. Cremation was done even before the FIR was filed. Family was told it was suicide. Now, it clearly doesn't add up, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you why it doesn't add up. We'll show you the sequence of events and tell you why it doesn't add up. On the 9th of August at 10:10 a.m. there's a general diary entry that morning. At 10:10 a.m. there's a general diary entry. At 4 p.m. a case of unnatural death was filed. An unnatural death case was filed when it was a case of rape, torture and murder. And between 6:10 to 7:10 p.m. the post-mortem is conducted. Between 6:10 to 7:10 p.m. the post-mortem is conducted. And at 11:45 p.m. the final FIR is filed. That is after the family intervenes. So this is the truth of what happened and why it doesn't add up and everything that they're now trying to cover up. And finally, the police's lie has been busted completely. The police that went on record and said that their reputation is being harmed, the same Kolkata police that shamelessly said that their reputation is being harmed because of media coverage. They said that the scene of the crime is the seminar room and it had not been touched. And they said that unverified news was being spread. Initiate legal action for spreading rumors. Can you believe that? They said that the crime scene was not touched and that they blamed the media. And they said it was unverified news. They threatened everybody and they said they would take legal action. And they even called a few people in who put out the truth. But the truth is the CBI has told the Supreme Court today that the crime scene was altered. Crime scene was altered and the Kolkata police has been exposed. They've been exposed in the Supreme Court. That is the truth of what has happened in the RG Kar rape and murder. Justice for Abaya will continue. The campaign will continue. The fight will continue. The coverage will continue, irrespective of whether or not the Kolkata police is happy or not with that coverage. We're tracking that story very closely. Moving on now, ladies and gentlemen, as we keep our focus to the developments in Kolkata. The movement is not just in Kolkata, it's happening across the country. Worldwide support for the Justice for Abaya campaign. And switching our attention now to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi is in Poland and he's on a two-nation tour, during which he will also travel to Kiev. He will become the first Prime Minister of India to be in Ukraine in almost 30 years. In Warsaw, Poland, the Prime Minister held a delegation-level talk with the Polish President. And during his visit to Ukraine, the Prime Minister is set to engage with President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. And that meeting expected to take place in the next few hours. And both leaders will exchange views on finding a peaceful solution to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. So we have a voice from Warsaw on This Is Exclusive this evening. Amit Lat. Amit Lat is the Vice President of the Indo-Polish Chamber of Commerce, joining us on the broadcast today here on Republic TV. Amit, thank you for speaking to Republic, first of all. Tell us more about how the Indian community is looking at this very, very symbolic and significant visit of the Prime Minister to Poland first and then Ukraine.
Greetings to my countrymen. Absolutely, the visit of the Prime Minister of India is a historic moment to build that ties between India and Poland. And definitely, as we say, it's time to make with India wherever you do it, whether it's Poland, whether it's Ukraine or globally. And this visit has built a great relationship between two countries. And I'm sure and I'm confident when the Prime Minister goes to Ukraine also, there are going to be great developments between those two countries. In terms of when we talk about possible cooperation, yes, there are areas where India and Poland can collaborate and cooperate closely. It's artificial intelligence, it is agriculture, it is food processing and many other sectors.
You know, you're in Warsaw. How is Poland and Ukraine? The reason why I'm asking Ukraine is because there's a lot of attention on the Prime Minister's visit to the Ukraine. How are you and how is Poland, viewing this visit of the Prime Minister to Ukraine? And what's the expectation from this visit?
It's a very important visit and it shows the commitment of India, which is the largest democracy in the world, in terms of playing a role of friendship, a role of peace, a role where we can build cooperations for years. And Poland is a great partner in terms of and also a vibrant economy in Central East Europe. and everybody wants peace at this time. Europe is in a major crisis, as we all see. This is one of the reasons it all started when, first it was COVID. Then after COVID was naturally, of course, this Ukraine-Russia war, which has got a lot of disturbance into the region. But this visit, I'm sure, and we are confident that it is going to make a historic change into the relationship with India, between India, Ukraine, and Poland.
All right. Amit, thank you for joining us here on Republic TV. Amit is joining us live from Warsaw. A lot of interest around the Prime Minister's visit to Ukraine. It will be a global headline. And the Prime Minister was in Moscow a few weeks ago, and we saw the kind of response that came in from Ukraine to that. We even saw Zelensky respond to that, a very adverse response that came in. But it will be interesting to see how Moscow now responds to the Prime Minister's visit to Ukraine. We here at Republic Media Network are watching that very, very closely, and we will be live as the Prime Minister meets Zelensky and goes to Ukraine. Taking a short break here on This Is Exclusive. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We have some more breaking news updates coming up on the show.
Big revelations in Abhaya probe. Delay in FIR, crime scene altered. Republic SIT digs deep into probe. Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
Leaders up and down the ballot who will fight for the hopeful, forward-looking America we all believe in. And together, we too will build a country that is more secure and more just, more equal, and more free. Because we have a chance to elect someone who has spent her entire life trying to give people the same chances America gave her. Someone who sees you and hears you and will get up every single day and fight for you. The next President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. History will remember Joe Biden as an outstanding president who defended democracy at a moment of great danger. And I am proud to call him my president, but I am even prouder to call him my friend. And as we gather here tonight, the people who will decide this election are asking a very simple question. Who will fight for me? Who's thinking about my future, about my children's future, about our future together? One thing is for certain. Donald Trump is not losing sleep over that question. Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his...
Prime Minister Modi and Poland Prime Minister Donald Tusk held a delegation-level meeting in Warsaw. The Prime Minister also addressed the Indian diaspora yesterday. Ahead of the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly elections, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, Lok Sabha Leader of Opposition, Congress MP Rahul Gandhi met National Conference President Farooq Abdullah and Vice President of the party Umar Abdullah in Srinagar. Elections will be in 3 phases, September 18th, 25th and October 1st. Meanwhile, the Congress Central Election Committee meeting will be held tomorrow in the national capital for the selection of candidates for the elections. Sham Rajak resigned from the post of RJD National General Secretary as well as primary membership of the party. Andhra Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu met with those injured in the pharma factory fire. He met them at the hospital. At least 17 people have lost their lives. Several sustained injuries after a reactor exploded at a pharma unit in Anakapalli. Due to the current flood situation, Tripura Chief Minister Manik Saha has announced that all educational institutions, schools, colleges, state-run universities in the state will remain closed until further notice. The state has been experiencing heavy rains for the last few days. NDRF teams along with relief materials, disaster management equipment arrived in the state and will be dispatched to flood-affected areas.
Big revelations in Abhaya probe. Delay in FIR, crime scene altered. Republic SIT digs deep into probe. Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi and National Law School Bengaluru.
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. And as we gather here tonight, the people who will decide this election are asking a very simple question. Who will fight for me? Who's thinking about my future, about my children's future, about our future together? One thing is for certain. Donald Trump is not losing sleep over that question. Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Pado kuch pano.
Supreme Court pulls up Mamta government questions discrepancies in police investigation. Top sources say CBI suspects delay in filing the FIR was deliberate and with a purpose. CBI status report highlights significant delay in filing the case and inconsistencies in statements. CBI gets permission to conduct polygraph test on Ghosh and 4 other doctors. As Abhaya still awaits justice, anger spills onto the streets. Police crack down on protesters despite the SC's order.
Presented by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Pado kuch pano.
A very good evening, viewers. It's 7:30 and you're watching Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar and our top focus is the Justice for Abhaya campaign. We have more breaking news coming in. Top sources have informed Republic that an on-duty doctor told CBI that the principal was aware of the condition in which the body was found. It was half naked and it appeared to be a case of murder, but Sandeep Ghosh, the former principal of the RG Medical College and Hospital, maintains that he knew only about the death and nothing else. That's the latest lead that Republic TV has tracked down. Top sources have informed us that the on-duty doctor has told the CBI that the then principal was aware about the condition in which the body was found, but Sandeep Ghosh, on the other hand, maintains that he knew only about the death. Now, these are the inconsistencies that the Supreme Court also spoke about. In fact, we have Shavan also joining me live from the national capital. Yes, Shavan.
Well, in fact, that's the latest we are picking up from our top sources here in the national capital as a marathon meeting continues inside the Central Bureau of Investigation with the Joint Director who has already landed here. In fact, remember, he's the one who's been heading this entire probe. But the big development taking place is that of the 4 doctors on duty at the RG Hospital, remember, they have been examined by the Central Bureau of Investigation. A bombshell has now been dropped. That's the latest news coming in. The doctor has now come on record to tell the Central Bureau of Investigation that he had informed Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, the former principal of RG Corps, about the body being found and the condition in which the body was found. In fact, Dr. Sandeep Ghosh says that he had absolutely no idea about the condition in which the body was found and was only told about the death. The reason why this information becomes extremely crucial is because, remember, the reason why Dr. Sandeep Ghosh is under the scanner, it's only because of the fact that there was a considerable delay in filing the FIR. Joining us on this broadcast is BJP leader Rupa Ganguly. Ms. Ganguly, thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. We are starting this edition with some breaking news now coming up. We've got access to some details of the probe that has been carried out so far. Once again, the entire gaze on Dr. Sandeep Ghosh. Dr. Sandeep Ghosh has told the Central Bureau of Investigation that, look here, I do not know the condition in which the body was found. And there is a considerable delay in filing the FIR. Do you believe, Ms. Ganguly, that there is a cover-up at play?
See, if you can hear me, I will share my readings in this.
Yes, Ms. Ganguly, please go ahead.
What happened is, from the day one, they were trying to hide everything. Yeah, they were trying to hide everything. They were trying to hush up things. First and foremost, the questions which were raised by the common people in Calcutta, the moment we got to know about this subject, this incident, what has happened and why and how. You know, the body was found in the premises of that hospital, RG Medical College, and then nobody tries to look for her. Where is she? And whatever we saw the pictures and in the television channels, she was found dead on the floor. People said that she was lying. People thought that she was sleeping on the floor. People first who came first to check her. My question is, there were so many beds. Why would she sleep on the floor of a room? That is surprising. And who was the one who has seen her first? There's so many unanswered questions. Nobody is being able to say the basic simple, clarify basic simple things. That's why we actually raising so many questions. Common people are raising so many questions. That what are they trying to hide? What are they? To me, it's a personal opinion. To me, it is it's a kind of murder which was designed as rape and murder, and it was an exemplary punishment to the girl who came to know about something which needed to be, her voice needed to be stopped, and that's why she was given an exemplary punishment. That's what I think.
Ms. Ganguly, the other big question that emerges right now is who is Dr. Sandeep Ghosh? For people outside West Bengal who may not know the kind of authority that he was commanding, I want you to also come in to tell our viewers why many suspect the kind of political backing that he has enjoyed. And that is the reason why he has been rehabilitated many a times. And today, the Central Bureau of Investigation is now putting the entire focus of the investigation on the role of Dr. Sandeep Ghosh.
Yes. That's where the main question arises. That he being the principal, he was then the principal when the incident occurred, and how he himself, or the super or anybody, assistant super, none of them came in front. And secondly, he being the principal of that Arjikar Medical College, he was every time, there were so many letters, there were so many complaints against him in before. Everything was hushed. And every time, Shastra Bhavan tried to give him a different position. He in fact locked his room and went for a trip, so that nobody, the next doctor who will be given the chance, he will not be able to take the chair. How could he do that? Because he knew that his chair is surakshit, it's secured. He has some kind of hair stuck there with some head of the state, who, जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं टिक्की कहीं बंधा हुआ है, ये प्रिंसिपल का टिक्की कहीं पे बंधा हुआ है, वो कौन है? वो ममता बनर्जी और अभिषेक बनर्जी छोड़ के और कौन हो सकता है? इसका जवाब तो हमको चाहिए. We need to know all this. The common people are, we are extremely agitated. We need to know everything.
Ms. Ganguly, the other focus is on the vandalism that took place at Arjikar Hospital. There is a lot of murmur that you have a Trinamool Congress leader, and the fact that as far as the crematorium is concerned, the presence of a senior leader. Is that true? The information that perhaps senior leaders like you would have at your disposal?
See, the first thing they did is trying to destroy the evidence. Destroying evidence is the only way they can safeguard themselves and their lives. And the kind of activities they were doing in the hospital, in the name of treating people, they were also it has been said already in different medias and different proofs have been already given that there were allegations of him selling body parts or his team. So I would suggest that this whole thing of the principal should be, we should trail the money, where the money has gone, who have been involved in this, and that is why to eradicate, to destroy the evidences, they actually vandalized the whole Arjikar hospital in the name of the student movement. The day the whole Bengal woke up on the 14th night, when everybody came on the street to fight and show solidarity to the family and the situation. And that very day they chose to vandalize the Arjikar Medical College, particular few areas. And I must tell you one thing. Say, suppose you go to a building there and you want to break everything. How would you know? If you are not prepared with a route map, how would you know? If I go somewhere, if I don't have the route chart, if I don't have a pre-planned program, then how would I know which way to go, which take to take, which side will be this room or that room, which of the equipment should be broken? How would they know? So somebody was sitting with them and practicing the whole route map chart, and that's how it was designed. And they came and they vandalized in 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. They cleared up all the evidences and they ran, police being standing there. And Vinit Goel, this gentleman, he is saying कि इतने लोग आए कैसे संभाल जाए? अरे आपको संभाला नहीं जाता तो करते क्या हो? Why don't you leave your post?
Ms. Ganguly, a final question that I want to take from you. While there is a lot that has been spoken about the involvement of more than one person, many would raise this question about the Central Bureau of Investigation who have taken over this entire case. They haven't so far indicated the presence of more than one person, barring the fact that they're looking into the insider role. Shouldn't this question also be taken to the Central Bureau of Investigation as to why perhaps they haven't come clear on the role of more than one person?
Please come again. I can't hear a thing.
Ms. Ganguly, the question that I was asking you was about the role of the Central Bureau of Investigation also. The reason being, a lot has been spoken about the alleged role of more than one person in committing this crime. The CBI too hasn't really come clean on this entire aspect. They are largely looking at the lapses on the part of Kolkata police.
See, whatever little few words which I could hear, I can tell you, you're asking about CBI. And CBI, what do we expect from CBI? See, thankfully, Supreme Court has taken suo motu cognizance, and High Court and Supreme Court, we finally got CBI to take care of the case. And then the hospital premises are being, security will be taken care of by the CISF. So these are the things which is giving us some relief, so that no incidents will occur after this. And whatever little evidences CBI will be able to gather, CBI has one major thing in hand, which actually Calcuttans who protested, finally it was handled well, that the post-mortem was done on video. So CBI department is showing that video, and that's what I have learned from some channels, that it will be taken suggestions from the AIIMS doctors and doctors from all over the country to understand this post-mortem report. And there are so many anomalies in the autopsy report and the post-mortem report, which we all know, which is very sad. but I'm hopeful. I really pray to God that CBI this time reveals the truth, and I'm sure there will be a whole bunch of situations which are coming out with the help of the CBI. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Rupa Ganguly. They're once again raising questions about the role of the authorities here and the fact that even the Kolkata top cop, who Rupa Ganguly is directly alleging was also responsible for the cover-up, and hoping that the CBI will be uncovering the truth. Over the last few days, remember, several questions have been raised about the manner in which Kolkata police has conducted themselves, particularly in carrying out the investigation. They had already closed the entire case even before the investigation had begun. Today, in the Supreme Court, their role has once again been raised. Questions have been raised in the manner they have conducted themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, the Supreme Court today coming down heavily on the Bengal government with respect to the alleged delay in registering the FIR, and that remains the fulcrum of the entire investigation that has been carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation. The latest information now coming in is that the former principal of RG Kaur Hospital is undergoing a polygraph test. In fact, along with him, 4 other doctors who were on duty at RG Kaur Hospital will also undergo a polygraph test. Sources also indicating in the national capital that there is a possibility that Sanjay Roy, the prime accused in this particular case, could also be produced before the court tomorrow, seeking permission for the polygraph test to be conducted. That's where the consent of the prime accused will also be taken for the polygraph test.
The Central Bureau of Investigation has submitted its status report to the Supreme Court over the RG Kaur horror case. This after a bench led by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and comprising Justices J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Mishra heard the case on Tuesday after taking up the matter on its own. The brutal rape and murder of the 31-year-old postgraduate doctor has sparked nationwide outrage and protests. Following the court's instructions, the CBI filed a status report regarding the progress of this probe. Meanwhile, the West Bengal government was to file an investigation report in the court regarding the mob attack on the hospital.
The report which has been filed by the CBI, it's the status report. Observations will be made on that because we have seen there have been around 25 characters of whom the CBI had taken statements, on the basis of which it has now given its investigation status report in a sealed cover to the Supreme Court. On the other hand is the Supreme Court, which had lashed out at Mamata government, lashed out at the Kolkata police for not being able to control a mob of 7,000 people who had in fact entered RG Kaur and vandalized its premises.
According to Republic's top sources, the status report of the CBI is based on 25 individuals. Sanjay Roy and Sandeep Ghosh continue to be the top ones under the scanner. The person who first saw the dead body and the victim's parents have also been named on the central agency status report.
दरअसल आरोप ये लग रहे हैं कि 2021 से जब संदीप घोष ने आरजीकर अस्पताल के प्रिंसिपल पद का पदभार संभाला, उसके बाद से ही कई सारे घोटालों को लेकर लगातार शिकायतें मिल रही थी। प्रदर्शन पर बैठे डॉक्टर्स, रेजिडेंट डॉक्टर्स, स्टूडेंट्स ने भी संदीप घोष पर भ्रष्टाचार के कई आरोप लगाए, फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शन में घपला करने के आरोप लगे हैं। इसी को देखते हुए अब ममता सरकार ने एसआईटी का गठन कर दिया है। इस एसआईटी को 1 महीने के अंदर अपनी रिपोर्ट जो है वो पेश करनी है।
Starting from the officer who first tried to pass the crime off as suicide, to junior doctors and close aides of the prime accused, everyone has been likely named on the status report. After a thorough psychoanalysis, the CBI also reported that Sanjay Roy expressed no remorse while narrating the sequence of events. According to top sources, the CBI has gathered a feeling that Roy might have been reading from a script. It must be noted that the Kolkata police is yet to file a status report as earlier demanded by the top court.
Furthermore, the former principal of RG Medical College once again remained mum on being confronted by Republic Bangla.
সন্দীপ বাবু আপনার নামে লাশ পাচারের অভিযোগ আপনি লাশ পাচার করেছেন আপনি 2 ঘন্টা পর টালা থানায় কেন জানিয়েছিলেন আপনি 2 ঘন্টা পর টালা থানায় কেন জানিয়েছিলেন সন্দীপ বাবু আপনার এগেইনস্টে লাশ পাচারের অভিযোগ এই মুহূর্তে সন্দীপ ঘোষ তিনি বেরোলেন সরাসরি আমরা জিজ্ঞেস করেছিলাম যে তার এগেইনস্টে লাশ পাচারের অভিযোগ
With the probe now finally gathering momentum, will justice be served for Abhaya?
Well, today, viewers, Mamta Banerjee and her team of cops stood exposed in the Supreme Court. In fact, Justice Pardiwala also said that he has never seen anything like this in the last 30 years. And on the other side of this short break, viewers, we'll give you a 360-degree view on the Supreme Court's observations today on Super Primetime Max with Republic's Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami. Don't miss it.
Big revelations in Abhaya probe. Delay in FIR, crime scene altered. Republic SIT digs deep into probe, debating tonight at 8 p.m.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School, Bengaluru.
Who was here in 2021? Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Our police, men and women, have the backs of law-abiding citizens every single day. They take care of what they have to do in some very adverse conditions. And when we go back to the White House, you're going to see support the likes of which you haven't seen certainly in 4 years. We're here today to talk about how we are going to stop the Kamala crime wave that is going on at levels that nobody's ever seen before. And she is, as you know, the most radical left person ever even thought of for a high office, certainly for the office of president. You don't mind defunding, do you, fellas? Would you vote for a defunder? Would you vote? By the way, your people that you protect don't want defunders either. But she's been there until just recently. But she's always been for defunding the police.
The protest, the anger, and the fight back in Kolkata is only intensified. Why do we not? And why can we never trust a person like Mamta Banerjee? Because she has shown time and time again that she stands firmly against the victims of sexual assault and rape and gang rape and murder. Whenever it comes to cases like this, she stands with the accused and with the mafia, and she stands against the people and against the victims. insensitive in her approach then, and she's even more cruel and insensitive now, because all she cares about is power. That is why neither then nor now can we ever, will we ever trust a person like Mamta.
Big revelations in Abhaya probe. Delay in FIR, crime scene altered. Republic SIT digs deep into probe, debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Character, the taste of success.
Something wonderfully magical is in the air, isn't it? Yeah. You know, we're feeling it here in this arena, but it's spreading all across this country we love. A familiar feeling that's been buried too deep for far too long. You know what I'm talking about. It's the contagious power of hope. The anticipation, the energy, the exhilaration of once again being on the cusp of a brighter day. The chance to vanquish the demons of fear, division, and hate that have consumed us and continue pursuing the unfinished promise of this great nation, the dream that our parents and grandparents fought and died and sacrificed for. America, hope is making a comeback. But to be honest, I am realizing that until recently, I have mourned the dimming of that hope. And maybe you've experienced the same feelings, that deep pit in my stomach, a palpable sense of dread about the future. And for me, that mourning has also been mixed with my own personal grief. The last time I was here in my hometown was to memorialize my mother, the woman who...
Big revelations in Abhaya probe. Delay in FIR, crime scene altered. Republic SIT digs deep into probe, debating tonight at 8 p.m.
आज आपको कैमरे पर कह रहा हूं, नीतीश कुमार चाहे महागठबंधन में लड़े, एनडीए में लड़े, राजनीतिक तौर पर नीतीश कुमार की पारी अब खत्म हो रही है और उनके दल को 20 सीट भी नहीं आएगा।
तो इसी संदर्भ में मैं आपको आपका ही कहा हुआ एक कोट याद दिलाता हूं, जो आपने मुझे पिछले इंटरव्यू में कहा था 14 अक्टूबर 2023 को। आपने ये कहा था कि आपके दर्शकों को लिख कर देता हूं, नीतीश कुमार कुछ भी कर ले, एनडीए में भी चले जाएं, तो जेडीयू को 5 सीट भी नहीं आएगा, और अगर आ गया तो पूरे बिहार की जनता के सामने खड़े होकर माफी मांग लेंगे। नीतीश कुमार खत्म हो जाएगा, लेकिन नीतीश कुमार तो मजबूत हो।
कौन कह रहा है
12 सीट आया उनको।
The protest, the anger, and the fight back in Kolkata is only intensifying. Why do we not? And why can we never trust a person like Mamta Banerjee? Because she has shown time and time again that she stands firmly against the victims of sexual assault and rape and gang rape and murder. Whenever it comes to cases like this, she stands with the accused and with the mafia, and she stands against the people and against the victims. Insensitive in her approach then, and she's even more cruel and insensitive now, because all she cares about is power. That is why neither then nor now can we ever, will we ever, trust a person like Mamta Banerjee.
This is Republic, Kitply, Biobond Studio, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates. I am Shivangi Shukla. Let's get started.
Supreme Court order violated by Mamta's police. Bengal leader of opposition detained. Crackdown on opposition is democracy for Mamta. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
तो आपको क्या लगता है कि कोई मामूली आदमी राजनीति कर सकता है?
बिल्कुल कर सकता है। आपने बताया कि 2 साल से आप चल रहे हैं, कहाँ से इतना पैसा खर्च कर रहे हैं?
कहाँ से लगा?
बिल्कुल दे रहे हैं भाई।
कौन दे रहा है?
भाई इतने लोगों की हमने मदद की है पिछले 10 बरस में।
तो अलग लोग
आपको ना लगता है भाई? मैं आपको एक उदाहरण दे रहा हूँ जो अभी देखिएगा जनसराज में मैं करूँगा। मैं यहाँ व्यवस्था बना रहा हूँ कि बिहार के 2 करोड़ लोग अपने मोबाइल के जरिए जनसुराज को 100 रुपया देंगे। आप बताइए 13 करोड़ के बिहार की आबादी में 2 करोड़ लोग 100 रुपया दे सकता है कि
नहीं देगा?
आपको लगता है नहीं देगा? आपके सामने लेकर दिखाएंगे।
हम लोग इस स्टोरी को ट्रैक करेंगे।
बिल्कुल कीजिए।
This is Republic, Kitply, Biobond Studio. Stay tuned for all the breaking news and updates. I am Rakshita Mishra. Let's get started.
The protest, the anger, and the fight back in Kolkata is only intensifying. Why do we not? And why can we never trust a person like Mamta Banerjee? Because she has shown time and time again that she stands firmly against the victims of sexual assault and rape and gang rape and murder. Whenever it comes to cases like this, she stands with the accused and with the mafia, and she stands against the people and against the victims. Insensitive in her approach then, and she's even more cruel and insensitive now, because all she cares about is power. That is why neither then nor now can we ever, will we ever, trust a person like Mamta Banerjee.
Supreme Court order violated by Mamta's police. Bengal leader of opposition detained. Crackdown on opposition is democracy for Mamta. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
आज आपको कैमरे पर कह रहा हूं, नीतीश कुमार चाहे महागठबंधन में लड़े, एनडीए में लड़े, राजनीतिक तौर पर नीतीश कुमार की पारी अब खत्म हो रही है और उनके दल को 20 सीट भी नहीं आएगा।
तो इसी संदर्भ में मैं आपको आपका ही कहा हुआ एक कोट याद दिलाता हूं जो आपने मुझे पिछले इंटरव्यू में कहा था 14 अक्टूबर 2023 को। आपने ये कहा था कि आपके दर्शकों को लिख कर देता हूं, नीतीश कुमार कुछ भी कर ले, एनडीए में भी चले जाएं तो जेडीयू को 5 सीट भी नहीं आएगा, और अगर आ गया तो पूरे बिहार की जनता के सामने खड़े होकर माफी मांग लेंगे। नीतीश कुमार खत्म हो जाएगा, लेकिन नीतीश कुमार तो मजबूत हो।
कौन कह रहा है
12 सीट आया उनको।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic. From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Goswami on the debate.
Good evening, viewers. Today, the Supreme Court has joined the media and joined the news channels and joined the doctors and joined the peaceful protesters in questioning why Mamata Banerjee's corrupt government has so brutally twisted facts and so openly covered up and so shamelessly tried to put together a false chronology of events leading to Abhaya's gang rape and murder, and also what happened after she was killed. It is appalling that the Bengal government lawyer, Mamata's lawyer, Kapil Sibal, was laughing in court. Laughing in court, Kapil Sibal, on a matter as serious as this, so much so that he had to be chided by the Solicitor General not to laugh. What is laughable, Mr. Sibal? What is laughable about the fact that the FIR was lodged almost 14 to 15 hours after the discovery of the body? Even the cremation had happened by then. What is laughable about the conspiracy behind the delay, the deliberate delay in filing the FIR? Would that have happened had Abhaya belonged to a top businessman or a top politician's family? Certainly not, Mr. Sibal. The fact is that Mamata Banerjee knew that Abhaya was from a simple middle-class family. And Mamata Banerjee has already overseen this cover-up to silence the voice of another middle-class family targeted by her mafia/underworld type system that she runs like a personal dictatorship in Bengal. Ladies and gentlemen, today everything has been exposed. The Supreme Court is also asking, like we have asked at the top of our voices for the last 1 week, why there was such a delay in securing the crime scene. Almost 18 hours after the crime happened. Can you believe it? 18 hours after the crime happened, they secure the scene. And hardly secure it, because we know what happens later. It's ransacked. And well over 14 hours after the crime was reported. Where in the world does this happen, Mamata Banerjee? And do you have an answer for that, Kapil Sibal? This means that Mamata Banerjee and her henchmen in Bengal wanted the crime scene sanitized and cleaned up. And that is why also, as the Supreme Court